Now, Jesus has just given Simon Peter this authority, and now we have verse 21 of chapter 16. From then on, Jesus began to tell his disciples plainly that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem and that he would suffer many terrible things at the hands of the elders, the leading priests and the teachers of religious law, that he would be killed. But on the third day, he would be raised from the dead. But Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for such things. Can't you see this? Simon Peter's like, Jesus, could we have a moment? Fellas, we'll be right with you. Just a second. I just got to talk to Jesus alone. Jesus, could we come? What in the world are you thinking? What do you mean you're going to go to Jerusalem and die on a cross? This is a movement. We're just getting this thing going. You're the Messiah. You're going to come into Rome. You're going to take everything over. You're going to rule the world. What do you mean you're going to die? You don't die. We don't want you to die. That's going to mess everything up. Jesus, I got plans for you. Do you have plans for Jesus? Most of us do. Jesus, listen to this prayer. It's a good one. Jesus, if you'll just help me win the lottery. Isn't that a good prayer? And then I'll tithe. I'll give 10%. I promise I will. And then I'm going to bless my family. I'm going to pay off my mom and dad's mortgage. And then I'm going to do it. See, we got plans for God. God, if you'll just bless my children. See, we often have plans for God. But rarely do we ask God truly what God's plans are for us. Simon was being so human at this point. You're messing up who I think God is. You're messing up what I think the plan is. And so, heaven forbid, Lord, he said, this will never happen to you. And then Jesus turned to Peter and he said, get away from me, Satan. You are a dangerous trap to me. It must have hurt Jesus to have to say that, and it really must have hurt Simon Peter to hear that. Now, here's the catch. Let's read this verse 23 together. Ready? Here we go. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view, not from God's. Isn't that often where you and I can get sidetracked? Isn't that often where we can begin to wander away? Again, not intentionally. I don't think any of us gets up in the morning and says, you know what, I'm going to get lost today. But when we begin to see things only from a human point of view, and we haven't been spending much time in prayer, and we haven't been spending hardly any time reading Scripture and understanding the conscience, the person, the nature of God, the character of God, which is primarily revealed through Scripture, we can all get lost. Because we're seeing things from a human point of view instead of from God's point of view.